Listen, what's going on, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? It's afternoon. We live. We live. In here. What's going? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Nicole? Well, I need it again. Hey, I'm doing good. Cleaning up this kitchen. I ain't in the mood, but it got to be done. I was gonna unload this dishwasher, but something wrong. I got to call the maintenance because the dishwasher is good. It just be holding water, and then when it hold water, when water sit, it get a smell that come to it. And I guess it's like it's supposed to drain the water, but it don't. And it leave it in there. If I don't take the dishes out right away, I think that's a problem. I'm gonna call them and have them. Something going on. That's a head. Now I gotta rewash the dishes and the dishwasher all over again. It is going pretty good. I didn't go tonight because my kid was not feeling well. And then I had to go kind of be doctor dad tonight. So usually we don't get out until late. And if I would have went tonight, I wouldn't been able to do the stuff. Plus, I had a lot to do today, but I just didn't. I know by the time I get here, I'll be beat, and then I still got to go get this boy stuff. He wasn't feeling too well, so I had to go get some stuff. So he'll be all right, so he can go to school tomorrow. Because I need him to be in school tomorrow. Kayla, hey Kayla, you must. You in the bathroom? Where you at, Kayla? You in the bathroom? Are you in the bathroom? Now this apartment ain't nothing but skipping a hop. I know he hears me. I done said, are you in the bathroom like 3 times? You there? You in the room or you in the bathroom? You ain't heard me the first time? I don't like repeating myself. I done said that 3 or 4 times. This partner, we already bumping into each other in here. I know he heard me. I gotta get this kitchen cleaned up. I've been looking at it up like when stuff started getting a little bit too out of place in here, tired or not, I have to get to it. I don't like seeing these dishes in the sink, all this kind of stuff, and then I want to get this soup and stuff out the way. No, he ain't coming out of my bed. He ain't feeling well. No. He gonna stay in his room. When he be sick, I have to keep him far away from me. Cause guess what? 9 times out of 10, you end up sick. But I don't think he's sick. Like his stomach was just acting up. He said his stomach was just acting up. I don't think it's a virus or something like that. Yeah, y'all know Caleb be eating everything, and I already say stop eating everything. He just eat everything. And then Sunday we had them real. You know what I'm saying? We don't eat beef and pork, right? Caleb just started back eating beef and pork because I was just like, for a long time he ain't eat it with me. But he getting older, and I'm like, you know what? He turned here a teenager, getting into a young adult. He might don't want to stick with eating, not eating beef and pork. He like it. So I'm like, you know what? He got his own mind and stuff like that. So hey, if you want to eat it, go ahead and eat it. It's not a religious thing or anything like that. I just did it for health reasons. You know, all the stuff that they putting in meat. When I'm looking at all these, how this stuff is done and all these chemicals and stuff they putting in a lot of things. Not that I'm the best at it, like what I'm saying. It's just that when I looked at the stuff that they were doing to beef and pork, I kind of took myself out of eating it, and I did the same thing to him. Um, but he liked to eat it, so I just. But the thing about it is, we haven't eaten it in a very long time, so he back into eating it, and I think that might have something to do with it. So he ate Sunday. They had ribs and chicken and all that kind of stuff. Then he had a milkshake, and then Caleb be stuffing himself. Then he turned around and came and ate that same thing. I know it had something to do with that meat. He turned around and came and ate that same thing last night. And when we got home, then he because he went to school with me. Then when he got up in the morning, he said he was up early. And he came to me this morning saying, "Hey, Dad, my stomach is bothering me pretty bad." And I was like, "Okay." He was like, "It's okay now." I was in the restroom. He was like, "This is bothering me this morning." He said, "It's okay." I said, "Okay." So we went on to school. And by the time about 12, almost 1 hit, he come calling to say my stomach is giving me a hard time, Dad. It's bothering me really bad. I'm in the clinic. You think come and get me? So I ended up coming get him. By the time I come and get him, he said he was feeling a little bit better. And then he just went on and laid down in the room. So I said, let me go get him a couple of things. I hit the gym for a little bit. I said, let me go get him a couple of things. Some hot soup and stuff like that. Y'all know that hot soup and get him a couple of crackers and some ginger ale and stuff. So I said, let me just get him a couple of things. And then, when your stomach be tore up like that, you be feeling like you got food poisoning or something. I know because my stomach is sensitive like his. I got to tell him he might have a stomach like mine. Not that it just, when you got a sensitive stomach, you got to be careful what you eat. You just can't be eating anything. All them different dyes and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff ain't good for you. And so I said, okay, this one right here, y'all know he don't eat. He don't eat, 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 eat. And I'm like, look, you can't eat all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna tell him to eat this hot soup and stuff like that, probably settle his stomach a little bit. But you be when your stomach be messed up like that, you be scared to eat anything after it done got back right. If he come here like, I'm hungry, but you think I don't really want to eat nothing. I'm like, well, I got some soup and stuff for you, cause I know how it is. When the stomach finally settle down, you don't want to eat nothing. Like, nah, I ain't gonna go through that. So, well, I'll go ahead and do that. I'm gonna put that on the boil in a minute. Yeah, I went and got some. Actually, I went and got some. So I actually got it. I'm gonna get it to him. As soon as I put this soup on and finish up these dishes, I'm gonna get it to him. 'Cause I need him refreshed for tomorrow. Cause he's going to school tomorrow. So yeah, school. It wasn't no virus or nothing like that. It was just he done ate the wrong thing. I'm pretty sure it had something to do with that meat. And he ain't had that meat like that. I know he ain't had no ribs in a long time. And he done ate them ribs Sunday, then he turn around and come eat them ribs again. People don't really know all that beef and pork and stuff ain't really good for you. You know what I'm saying? Now, he ain't never had no he he don't I this has been the first time in a long time that he told me that his stomach was upset. That come from that meat. I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I ain't even saying that the meat was bad or something like that. I just think maybe his body probably wasn't ain't have been adjusted to eating that. You know what I'm saying? He ate beef and pork so long. I think that got something to do with it, but I could be wrong. I ain't no doubt. I've just been trying to catch up. I'm probably gonna be up late tonight. I gotta put content out. I ain't had a chance to get on there and do much of that. I'm really trying to catch up today. I'm like, let me get in here because I know I need to get on and do clean this kitchen. So I say I get on here with y'all while I'm cleaning this kitchen. And I'm gonna take this. I'm actually gonna take it out then because I just put the ginger ale in the refrigerator. I'm gonna take it out. I came in here last night, the whole place smelling like weed. I hate that. I'm talking about it was so strong to like my eyes was burning in my own apartment. And I don't smoke. And the neighbors now, they nice people. Most of them over here, they nice people. But yeah, that might have that's what I'm thinking. I really think that had something to do with it. I think it's the neighbor. The neighbors above me, well, no, I know it, they do. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't seen them on the porch doing it. Nice people, but this apartment is too thin for that. You know what I'm saying? These walls and stuff. Y'all know when you stay in an apartment, that stuff come through them walls. It's too thin. I'm telling you. I'm talking about they had a we came home, I think what was it, Sunday? Real nice people, don't get me wrong. And they travel nurses. He told me they were traveling nurses, but they smoke though. But no, because see the thing about it is these are not necessarily apartments. These are condos. But my unit is being rented. I rent mine to a private owner. The unit that they're in, they are buying. You see what I'm saying? So you can't really complain on nobody that's buying. Ain't nothing gonna happen to them. I mean, maybe the HOA will say something to them, but it's not. They buying theirs. You know, they own them. The good thing is, I don't say too much because the thing is, with them being traveling nurses, this is just recently started. I noticed it when I first moved in over here, but when they leave, like they've been gone since like Thanksgiving, and I ain't seen them, and my lease almost up in what like another month and a half. They and so I haven't even heard from them since Thanksgiving. But now that they back, when they back, they be driving me crazy. Nice, I ain't gonna lie, nice people, real sweetheart. The lady, she a sweetheart. They got a little baby. They got a dog. A dog get on my nerves. Ooh, that goddamn dog get on my nerves. This dog annoying. Then they got a dog. It's a lady and her husband. They got a little baby they had, and then the dog. But they smoke weed. You can smell the weed when they smoke weed. Sometimes you go out on the porch, but then all the bugs come dropping down on my patio. One time the dog peed on my patio. I'm like, oh, y'all know I'm OCD. I have to have my stuff clean. All that kind of stuff drive me crazy. I don't clean my patio up. I went out there the other day. Now I see smoke bugs all on the patio. I'm like, oh, ooh, this drive me crazy. But the reason I'm trying, I'm not gonna conduct myself and stuff like that. It's just they nice people though. They is nice. It's just I just hope everything pan out. Cause everything is so high. That's what I was actually gonna post about that today. Everything is like, you know what? It's not even. I feel like the cost of living it ain't changing here. The rent I think is going down a little bit because I was looking at like a townhouse. Townhouse that I've seen. It was about a townhouse I seen was about the same amount that I'm paying here. And I was like, that's dope. I can get twice the space, if not more, for the same amount. That ain't the issue. That's not the issue. This is the issue. Getting moving is the issue, right? So apartments and stuff here, they usually run specials and things like that. That's cool. That's what happens now is with them running specials and stuff like that. The specials are a little bit different. I'm not trying to go to an apartment. But if you want to move somewhere like a house, townhouse, Even this condo I am now, most of the time they want you to pay the application fee, the security deposit, then they want you to put a deposit, but the security deposit, I think here was like $200 or $300. The application fee $50 or $100, and then you got to do another application for the association, which is $100, and then your deposit is the full month rent. So that's almost $2,000, right? That's your deposit. All that's just a deposit, and then when you move in, your rent. So I usually try to move in on the first. When you move in, your rent is due on the first. So you done already by out moving just in here, you already out by a little over $4,000 already. So it's not the issue of finding a place. The issue is you got to dish all that money out up front. You see what I'm saying? Like buying a damn house. Yeah. So that's what the issue is. So I really do. I've been looking at places and things like that. Now apartment, I say is the last on the list because I'd be jumping out, trying to go to an apartment, I'd be out of the fire into the frying pan. So I really want to avoid doing that. However, I need more space. I need a bigger kitchen. I need more space. I really do. So the apartment I think was nice. It's in an area that I love. It's just that I really don't want to go to an apartment. That apartment does offer townhome. So I was looking at that too. Um, the thing is, I was just like running up on time, probably like 2 more months. It'll be time to leave here. I'm like, okay, I got this water just running. For some reason, I wash dishes with the water running. Y'all forgive me. But so I'm like, okay, coming up on time to leave here. I just don't want to run into the situation where it's kind of like, man, I'm not trying to issue out no $4,000, $5,000 to move out. Just stay where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to run into that situation. However, I don't want to stay. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I got to, but that's not what I plan on doing. My goal is to get up out of here, but I ain't finna get my head ripped off the move. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a rock and a hard place. That's what I'm dealing with right now. There are some nice places, you know what I'm saying? But when it come down to a private owner here, you kind of got it. Kind of is not a rip off though, cause I think the only thing that's ripping you off is the amount that we paying for rent. I think it's what we paying now. We ain't never paid for these. For what we paying, we paying mortgage and rent. I understand as far as the owners. The owners have to charge that amount because it's not when you rent to a private owner, it's usually not based on your credit, you know what I'm saying? And they trying to save themselves because if you leave, they taking that security deposit to cover them for the next month. If they got to pay the mortgage if they don't own the place or whatever like that to cover the mortgage for the property. This dude situation here that live in this, I mean, own this one right here, he owned this. He bought this years ago. I know he ain't paying no mortgage on this because when I moved here, if y'all seen my previous video, I couldn't got the place because he had nobody stayed here for like 2 years. It was vacant. It was done being remodeled, but they still had all the stuff in here that they had to take out, like the for the floors and stuff like that. It still had ladders in here, the paint and all of that, and it had been in here. He had already had the place remodeled. It just sat vacant for 2 years. So he don't even live here. The property is managed by a property management company for him that know him. But this right here, I can tell you, he owned this. He bought this at a good price a couple years ago. So this just extra couple, almost $2,000 he raking in. He bought this as an investment property. I can tell you that right now. So, and his situation is probably not the same, but in a lot of other of these other owners, a lot of them still have to pay rent on that property. I had found this lady. I was gonna go tour the townhouse and video it and show y'all. But when I got in touch with her, she was like, "You know what, sweetheart?" She said, "I'm just." She said, "This is when I called her." She said, "The property is mine." She's a realtor too. She said, "The property is mine." She said, "I did have it up on rent." She said, "But I'm not gonna rent it." She said, "I'm just gonna go ahead and sell it. I'm sorry about that." I was like, damn. She said, yeah. She said, I'm the owner of it and I'm the one that the real estate agent that's on over it. She said, but I'm gonna take it down. She said, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell it. She had it at a good price too. I said, forget it. So I mean, honestly, I'm early. I am I'm early. I am still probably got like 2 more months after this one. I think when does it end? When May? What we in April, May, June. It ends in June. So by June, I got to be done. I got to either decide, get these people to notice and tell them I'm going, or I got to already have something lined up. I do like the apartment that I seen. The only thing about liking that apartment is I do not want to live in an apartment. I don't want to stay. She was like, "You got a third floor, we got a fourth floor." I just don't want to do that now. Cause I'm kind of like this apartment style, they condo, but it's still the same thing. It's just a condo, just an apartment that you can buy. And you know what I'm saying? This ain't as worse. This ain't as bad as what I was dealing with, which I hadn't started my content journey completely by the time I was in my last place. My last place I loved, I just hate what it turned into. It started the section 8 was tore up. Yeah, they probably want their money back for what they be putting in. The guy here, let me tell you, man, I think it was more here. It was more of the um that's why the water done got cold. He taking a shower. I think here, the guy would have charged me much less. Kinda aggravated me. Because I know the lady that actually is the property manager. But see the thing about them is they about making their money, which I understand. It's about making the money. And so she was like, she was on the phone with the guy. She was like, "Oh yeah, I know you've been looking for a renter or whatever that you, she was like, I got a rental for you if you want one." He was like, "Oh yeah," because he said he was gonna let his friend stay here for free, for free. So you already know he owned it. So he was like, "Oh yeah, if you got a rental, I rent it out to him." So the dude, well, she was like, "Okay." She was like, "Well, how much you want to charge them?" The dude was finna say something like low, and she tell him, "Oh, we charging 1750 over here." She was like, "But yours a little upgraded, so we can do 1725." I'm looking at her. She like 1775. I'm looking at her like, why won't you let him make the price? The man probably wasn't finna say nothing close to that. And I'm looking like, seriously? So when I look at it, the two I got is a smaller two. So I'm looking at the prices now. What I'm paying is more than the larger two. Look like they kind of dropped them down. That kind of got on my nerves. She did that. But this was gonna happen because I know how they operate. When it come time to leave, they're gonna ask, "Do you want to stay?" We'll drop it down $25. That's already the regular price. You ain't saving me nothing. You charged me an extra 25 because you said this was upgraded. No, 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 no. Out. So my whole goal is to be out. So I already know how they do business. So I mean, ain't no shade or nothing like that. But I think I don't know if they go by this. They all these places use like a rent scale system or something like that. So I don't know if they're going by this rent scale system and things that went down, but I still don't feel like what we paying over here is enough. It's not big enough. You know what I'm saying? When I left my last place, that last place was like 1,600 square feet for probably like $100 more than what I'm paying. So I'm like, listen, we bumping into each other. And I had to get rid of half of my stuff just to get in here, and we still bumping into each other. So I'm like, the apartment that I seen is bigger. It's about 11, 1,200 square feet, so it's bigger. It just I figured I still got almost 2 months to kind of decide how things are gonna go. So, but the real goal, ultimate goal, is to be gone. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to stay. Really don't want to stay. That's the ultimate goal. But we're gonna see how that works. It always work out. It just I don't plan on staying for a second time. Buying is a process, especially for me. I got a lot of stuff that I got to do before that process. So right now, I'm not trying to buy right now. When I get to that point, I do it. A lot of people ask me that, but buying is not a skip and a hop. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, "Oh, we buy a house." You can't snap my fingers and buy a house. That's a whole process. And with me being a single person, the bank wants a whole lot more than I mean. You got to show the bank funds. There's a whole lot of things that go into buying that a lot of people don't think about. A lot of people say, "Oh, just buy, just buy, just buy." Yeah, that's a little bit easier said than done. When the time comes. and I got everything how I want to have it, I run to it. Ain't that time yet. You know what? To be honest with you, that is my goal, right? And I am my goal is to move. I want to move to Sarasota. That's what I would like. I love the area. Love to move out there. The thing is, I want to stay out that way. I just love the area, but I can't do it right now because Caleb's in high school. So I'm not trying to ask him did he really like his school, and he said yeah. And I got bounced around a lot as a kid. So one thing that I prided myself on doing is made sure I kept him in the same place. So his elementary school, we probably switched to elementary school maybe 2 times. Did we do it 2 or 3 times? And that was the most that I ever did it. Simply because when he started, I moved to Georgia. I came back and we stayed with my friend Pearl just for a little bit. So we went to a school over there that I didn't really care for, and I always wanted to keep my kid in a better area. So when I moved to the better area, I put him in a better school, which was from like the 3rd grade, and he stayed there all the way to 5th grade. Middle school, he stayed at that school all the way till it was over, and then high school, he said he liked his school, and I had to switch between schools. High school I switched growing up, and then elementary school we switched growing up. And I ain't gonna do that to my kids. So since he said he liked his school, I want to make sure he stay there. That's where he's gonna graduate from. The school is a great school. It's an A school, and I'm like, nah, just keep him there. And so when it come down to probably like 11th or 12th grade, where I know he can drive himself back and forth and things like that, then I probably move to the city that I want to move to. Up until then, I gotta stay, closer to the school because That's where he wanna go. I gotta stay in the area where it won't be far for him to get to school. So that's just a parent decision that I decided to make. Cause I don't wanna I hate to take him away from his friends and all the people that he know. Cause most of them done transition from that same elementary school to that middle school to that high school, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like to still stay with the people who they have been to school with and that they know. So that's one of the things that I decided to do, but that's what I'm gonna do now. So when it come down to the city of what I want to do, I probably will, but it'll be when he's very good at driving and he can drive long distances back and forth by himself without needing my help or without needing me to be with him. Yeah, but it's I got a little bit. I got to do a little bit more than just grants and things like that. I got to do more than that. I told you, it's not as easy as you think. I'd have been in one a long time ago. I'm trying to get all this stuff washed up because I just don't want to deal with it. I've been looking at it, and I'm like, I feel like I clean the kitchen most. Anything in here, I feel like I'm always cleaning them. You know why? I'm not the one that mess it up either. Not all the time. I usually clean up behind myself in here. I got somebody that come in here that don't like to clean up behind themselves. Now my cake materials and things like that, I'm gonna keep that taken care of. But boy, I tell you the truth, they don't make it easy out here. I ain't gonna complain as far as things not being easy because I will say that they me being a single dad, I've probably been in a better situation than some. You know what I'm saying? Like I was able to quit my job and stuff like that. I can take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? And after being in corporate America for so long, I learned how to take care of myself. And I've got tired of, taking time away from my kid because I'm a single dad and things like that. So things have gotten a lot better for me over the years. I'm gonna complain about it, you know what I'm saying? About the apartment and shit. I'm gonna complain about, what they charging us and stuff. And guess what? I'm gonna take care of it. It's gonna get took care of. And I'm gonna make sure everything took care of. That's one thing you can bet on. So that's what a little bit of what I'm dealing with. This community is not a horrible community. It just got, especially based on where I was coming from. Space is a big thing for me. That alligator out there is a big thing for me. Um, it's like, here go the thing. Like I told y'all, this community I know. We stayed. This is the third time we stayed here. This one, third time we stayed here in 2013, 12 or 13 when Kayla was like 2 or 3. Before we moved to Georgia, that was a 1 bedroom. Then we came back here before we moved to the last place. It was only for like 9 months. We stayed upstairs. Both times we never had any issue. The lady that lived underneath me the last time was 9 months. She was a snowbird, so she probably had her condo, but she told me she was a snowbird. She only came here certain times of the year. And she was gone the whole time I was there. We only stayed at that one for like 9 months before I moved to the apartment we were at for like 4 years. We only stayed at that one for 9 months. And the reason why was it was during COVID. And the lady who I rented mine out from, she was moving. I mean, she was selling it. Um, Listen, I have my eye open peeled every time I walk out there. I seen him today. The thing is, the lake is super huge. The lake goes across the entire complex. But he stayed right over here where I'm at. He only stay over here. That's the weirdest thing. He stayed only over here. I'm like, man, he gonna come up on the grass, all that over here. He don't never go down to the other side. And she told me, she was like, it's always been an alligator here ever since you stayed here the first time. I ain't never know. Y'all never had no signs. I never knew that. Now they put signs out there. Since I asked about it, now there's signs out there. Within like the last month, they put some signs out there to say alligator in the water. I'm like, oh yeah, what does that here? Y'all need to put a gate up around that lake. That's one of the main things. And the crazy thing is where we at, he come over here all the time. This is the side he stay on. And he can walk right up on the grass and come up there. He done did it. So my thing is y'all should be trying to invest in putting a gate or something around that. So that's a big thing for me. My kid come to the house, they don't be paying attention. Got AirPods and stuff in their ear. Alligator be sitting right up here. It's two. It's two of them. Freak me out every time. What? 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 Hey, I ain't doing enough. I said I was gonna make me some tuna fish tonight. Uh, at certain times, I can tell when they come up. I can tell when either an alligator done come up or the turtle come out the water. So then there could be a smell to it. Yeah, like tonight when I came up, it's like a smell to it, like a swampy smell. Not all the time, but it do time. It's surprising that you said it. It did tonight. I don't smell it all the time. I rarely smell it, but I did. I smelt it tonight. That means something done came out of the water. This thing. Once I watch these fans, I'm good to go. Yeah, but it's gonna be a process. It'll be all right. I'm gonna figure it out. Y'all will know. That's one thing for sure. I tell y'all, I gotta get me some more pants. We're on it. Let me see that. Hold on, y'all. I went to Chipotle tonight. I said I was gonna make some tuna fish. I just wasn't in the mood to do it. I might boil me some eggs and then make it tomorrow for lunch. And then I'm telling myself I ain't gonna eat out, right? And then I ain't feel like making a tuna fish. Now I went to Chipotle after I left the gym. And I think I'm gonna be going hard on my videos on YouTube. I've been putting them up sporadically, but I try to put up my long form videos. But I appreciate y'all on my YouTube. My numbers is going up on YouTube. It's one of the platforms I really want to expand on. I'm gonna start going live on some of the other ones too, but I'm trying to do so many things. This is what I was thinking today, right? I was thinking I'm trying to get stuff done, trying to scale my business, and I'm like, how can how do people get ahead when you're working? It just seems like a setup. How can you come up with a master plan to get ahead when you at work? It's like it keep your mind consumed. That's what was another reason I was like, I can't do it because I ain't gonna be I can't get ahead. I'm trying to get where I want to be because I be focused on doing their job and I'm at the job. I'm never getting nothing done that I need to get done. I get off, time to pick up Caleb and time to go to school. And once you're done with that, you already tired. So it's kind of like a setup. And it stopped me, kind of puts me on freeze from getting everything done that I need to get done. I was like, I won't be able to do I couldn't do that anyway. Right. Not that, don't get me wrong. I never pull people away from working their 9 to 5. That's not my thing. I'm just saying people who they have that entrepreneur mind like me, or they trying to do different things, or they already got a business and stuff like that. When you trying to take on some other stuff, like you a job at least, it don't work out because you already got 1,000 things on your plate that you're trying to take care of. I really need to get me a scrubber. Or you got 1,000 things on your plate that you're trying to take care of. How you gonna take care how you gonna take care of, your business or everything that you need to move ahead if you sitting at a job with them? That's pretty much where I'm at with that. So I've done that, I would say probably 3 times at this point. You know what I'm saying? I done it like 3 times. And this time I just feel like I'm not gonna do it a third time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I told y'all, worst come to worst, things get really slow and you got to do what you got to do, then yes, you got to go to a job. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm doing and I'm shooting for this time is like being able to completely do everything on my own. You know what I'm saying? Even backup plan, things start slowing down or whatever like that. I still don't want to go back. Still trying to have everything lined up so I don't have to. So this just dreadful. The last job I had wasn't even bad. It wasn't even terrible. It wasn't a bad job. It's just the fact that the time that it's taken away from everything that I got to do, and that's what I was dealing with. I said, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And guess what? It's working. It's working. But what I did say is, even if things start to get tougher this time around, I am not shooting to go back first. That's not my first thing. Sometimes that's like the first thing come to mind, like, oh, I gotta get a job, I gotta get a job. That ain't the first thing that I'm shooting for because all that do is kind of like put me back at square one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you keep doing the same thing, so I feel like I've been doing a lot of things different this time around. And you know what they say? That's the definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome. So this time around, I'm doing a lot of different things and trying to get a different outcome. That's my whole goal this time. And which is things are looking different. Definitely looking different for me this time. But it's just miserable. And I'm not gonna say some. The reason why I say it's miserable because when you spent so much time and effort doing things on your own and surviving on your own, you no longer have you just can't even the patience to even sit in nobody's job long, which I actually did that for like 9 months simply because it was really, really easy. The job was really, really easy. Still took up time. But I'm saying like those jobs that require a whole lot, after I had did all my time for these companies for years and I did my 10 years that I had to work for the bank in between the last two, and I ended up being let go. By the time I had got into running my own stuff, I had no desire to sit at nobody's company no more. You know what I'm saying? It was like completely out of me. Like I don't even want to do that. That's where I'm at with it now. I'm just to the point where like I don't even want to do that. Been doing me for so long to there's no interest in even going to work for somebody. No, this taken care of. That's just where I'm at with it. And then, the inspiration that you see when you see so many other people doing their thing, they can do it. You can do it. I just feel like I can do it. Put my mind to it. I don't let me being a lot of people, a lot of people use being a single parent as a setback. Not me. You know what I'm saying? I think my whole goal and a lot of my stories that I tell and me being transparent and showing what I do is just to show not only moms, because I know moms can do it, but just showing dads or just anybody in general, whatever your situation is, you still can do it. You know what I'm saying? I want to be, when y'all see my content, I want to be that different person. You know what I'm saying? A real person. I got my own flaws, I got my own stuff going on. I ain't never portraying that I'm no perfect guy, but I still wanted people to see that, look, this guy is doing what he need to do, and he's taking care of kids at the same time and making shit happen. That's just what I want to see because there's so many people that just end it for themselves, or they just feel like this is my life. I have family members like that. You know what I'm saying? I got a cousin, right? I had a cousin. I told him a long time ago. We don't talk like that no more. It was a cousin a long time ago. I'm always trying to inspire people to do more for their own self. And he hadn't had kids, hadn't got married. We were still not early 30s at that point. And he was like, all right, hey, he was like, yeah, I want to do this with my life, and I want to do this, and I want to do this. He hadn't got married, still had 3 kids at the time. And I'm like, okay, well, go ahead and do it, bro. You have a talent. You can do this, you can do this, you can do that. I'm like, what's stopping? He was like, man, I done had these kids and stuff like that. What's going on? What's going on? And he was like, the stuff that I want to do is done for me, my life wrapped up at this point. I got kids. I got to go on to work and finish taking care of these kids. And I think a lot of people just end it for themselves after a certain point in their life. And I don't think that's true. You know what I'm saying? I still think we only get one shot at doing this. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like changing up your clothes. If it ain't working for you, then switch it up. You know what I'm saying? If one thing ain't working, switch it up. That's what I'm gonna keep doing. Like I said, y'all gonna see things change for me. Y'all gonna see things go up for me because I'm gonna always switch it up. So if it ain't working, I'm gonna switch it up. That's it. And I was trying to tell him, man, and he stuck with that. I tried to, you can try to motivate somebody and stuff like that, but I tried to pull him out of that to try to say, hey, whatever it is that you got going on, you can still do something with yourself, bro. Where you at is not your end all be all. And I guess that's if he put that in his mind that, this is what I'm dealing with, this is my end all be all, and this is where I'm gonna stay. If hey, let's say something in the Bible like that. So as a man thinketh, so is he. So guess what? If he felt like that's his end all be all, he kept telling himself that, then that's how it ended for him. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I ain't gonna be in no apartment forever. I ain't gonna live no mediocre life forever. I just don't believe just because people have certain things in their life that people consider a setback, you just supposed to live that mediocre life. Hey, it's all based on how much work you want to put in, how hard you want to work for yourself, what you want to do. At the end of this life, you ain't got nothing but yourself. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the life, you want to be happy with what you done did for you. You don't want to feel like you done lived it for somebody else. That's what pulled me out of a lot of things. I used to be hanging around a lot of people, family members and stuff, trying to live how everybody want me to live, doing what they want me to do, all that kind of stuff. Amp used to do all that, just trying to please everybody else. I was a different guy years ago, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you the truth because I had to come to the realization that I don't want to get to the end of my life and realize I never did what I wanted to do. I never lived it how I was supposed to live. I never got to the successful point that I was supposed to be at. But I was still trying to please everybody else, make everybody else happy, be the person that everybody else wanted me to be the guy that, no, hell with that. The hell with them too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what make me happy. And that go for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep striving for greatness. I'm gonna keep striving, trying to be a good dad. I'm gonna keep trying to be successful. I'm gonna keep starting to uh keep trying to push my business. I'm gonna keep trying to do, everything I need to do. Take care of me. Take care of my kid. You know what I'm saying? I want so much more. It don't matter how old you get. I tell all my followers the same thing. I'm always trying to push these dudes. Y'all even hear me talking about, you know, young guys and stuff like that. That's the same thing I want for my kid. These young guys don't have their own stuff, still staying with their parent. They be 20 and 30 years old. Even my little brother, I be on his head too. Cause y'all can be doing a whole lot more. And you see, it's just seeming like it's so much more responsible girl. And then all the guys don't be knowing if they coming or going. I'm like, what is the world coming to? No, I don't want to deal with that. And I don't want my kid to be. That's why y'all be seeing me on Caleb here. I'm gonna be on his head because guess what? When he get past 18, I don't want none of that coming bother me. I don't want nobody calling here, no girl calling here saying she can't get in my house and all that kind of. I don't want none of them problems. Have your own stuff. Show you how to be responsible. Take care of your stuff. Take care of you. Have good credit. Invest. Do all the right things. That way nobody ain't hanging nothing over your head. Use your own name. Everything. I ain't got time for that. Y'all have no idea. In most stores that I'm gonna share, got family members that's dealing with that right now. My uncle told me a long time ago. This is what he said. He said, so many of these parents, they create monsters. And I'm gonna put that on Facebook tonight too. I'm gonna put it on Facebook and Instagram. My uncle said, there's so many of these parents out here that create monsters growing up, and then they don't want to deal with them later. They created the monsters and they don't want to deal with them later. I'm telling you, that's the truest thing I ever heard. Cause you see it every day. Y'all remember them kids that got babied and coddled, your little cousins, your nephews, and all that kind of stuff. Your mama want you to yell at them, get that back to him. Oh, let him stay home. Let him do this. Don't say nothing to him. He can stay here, do this, this. He ain't got to work. I pay for it. This, and y'all remember those kids, your auntie kids or your uncle kids. Y'all remember them? And now, as adults, they don't want nothing to do with them. They call them and say, "Mom, I can come over there and spend the night." You can't come here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They run from them. They run from them. They completely run from them. They can't. They don't want nothing to do with them. I'd be like, no, 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 no. Don't run from them. Keep them. Them same ones who y'all done baby and don't want to do nothing with themselves. Do the same thing. The same one who the girl calling saying she having problem with this, and that, or the daughters that don't want to work, the sons that don't want to work, the same ones that y'all done let fat damn babysit. Don't push them away. Let them come home. You've been babying them all this time. Don't stop now. You almost to a home run. Don't stop now. Keep going. Don't want to deal with them no more. You don't got this far. I see that all the time. And then what they want me to do? Oh, Aunt, can you talk to him? Mm-mm. Know why? Because guess what? Most of the time, I done tried to talk to them a long time ago, and they don't want you to say nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? Try to talk to them. Oh, he all right. This, that. Long time ago, try to talk to them. They don't want you to say nothing to them. So when it's already got too bad, when it's already horrible, and they need somebody to talk to, they can't deal with no one. Want somebody else to talk to them. It's too late now. Too little, too late. That's one thing I be telling myself I ain't finna deal with. You got to stop babying them. And if they grown, it's too late. I hate to tell you, if they adults already, it's already too late. Cause that means they've been doing that for years. You see what I'm saying? One thing I appreciate, and Caleb told me the other day, oh, actually a couple of weeks ago, and I actually been looking for him. He said, Dad, I want to find me a little job. I was so happy that he said that. You know why I was happy he said that? Because that let me know my kid ain't gonna mind working. He said that to me. I ain't say you need to look for your little job, little summer job. He said, I want to find me a little job. I was glad that he said that because that means to tell me he knows that he gonna work. He want different things and he willing to go work for. See what I'm saying? I want to see how he gonna act once he get off work. But the fact that he told me I need me a little job, I'm glad about that because most of these parents don't want to work. I give him a little lunch money and stuff like that, but see, not too much. So now he thinking in his mind, this ain't enough for me every week. Okay, you want more than that? You gonna have to do some work around here for me, or you gonna have to go to work. Now he say he want him a little job. Go get you a little job. And I ain't mad at that either. Guess what? I'm looking for one. I got some connections around here. Some of my high school job, a lot of my people are still supervisors and stuff at the grocery store, Publix I used to work at. My managers are store managers now. Put a word in for him, see if I can get him in at the grocery store or something like that. He gonna go to work and he going, I'm gonna make sure he go. God willing, but I was thinking about it while I'm talking about this. I would like for him to, once I move, if I can get him closer to one of the stores that is by in the area where we are moving to, that would be great. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. And I haven't done the application because I don't want to do it. I want to make sure that he does it. And on a lot of these applications, especially for high school students, they require a personality test. They do that, you know what I'm saying? When I work in like customer service and stuff like that, they usually make you take one of those, but I want him to take it because I want to show him how you take a personality test. This one already don't like to read and all that kind of stuff. Him and English just don't mix. So anything that's coming to read and or writing or anything like that, I want to push him to do it. So I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna show you this is how you do this, and then we're gonna go through it because I want him to know. You're gonna have to take a lot of those personality tests when you're doing different jobs. There's a lot of those jobs actually require them now, believe it or not. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. I'm a definitely touch more into that because in my personal family, we deal with that a lot. When y'all see me, like as far as when I share my story and stuff like that, things have changed so much for me because y'all will probably see a lot of my intermediate family around the holidays and stuff like that. But when I'm saying welcome to my life and what y'all see is just that, I ain't really dealing with nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? I got out of, it might be different stroke for different folks. I got out of being heavily tied up around family all the time a long time ago because that started causing a whole lot of problems for me. Um, Intermediate family, even the ones that were not intermediate family. So I think that things work so much better for me. And like I say, different strokes for different folks when I'm kind of off, which I got my own family, me and my kid, you know what I'm saying? And he has a family as well that I have to make sure he stays involved in. So you building your own life. You see what I'm saying? So I am not saying y'all know how we is anyway. And I hate to say it for us, but some people say, "Oh, black families ain't the only ones that have problems." Yeah, they all do have problems, but I know how we operate. And so what I've learned is I don't like to. I just kind of separate myself. Not that I'm secluded from the family, but when we see each other, it's been a while since everybody got, separate lives and things like that. But I still like to make sure that I maintain my own life. You know what I'm saying? But it's I don't be I it was a mess for me trying to do that younger, you know what I'm saying? Because all you got taught was you need to be around your family need to do this for you, you need to always be there for your family. That ain't true. You don't have to be, no. That caused a lot of problems for me. However you wanna live your life and what works for you. It's some people who grew up in a state where their family they got grown and got married and thing, moved off to another state. They see their family every blue moon, they come back for the holidays and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that stuff that they be putting on, I be feeling like that just be some generational stuff that y'all just be trying to stick with. That stuff be causing problems. So for me personally, I don't like to be tied up around people like that. You know what I'm saying? Both of them be nosy, they wanna know what you're doing and everything like that. Half of them probably tuned in on my life. Everything I put out there, a lot of stuff about my life they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things when it comes down to family and I'm being transparent with y'all about my life, I can tell y'all. They tuned in just like y'all. Cause I don't keep them in my life like that. I don't haven't really been bothered with them. I'm pretty sure they want to know, who's he with? Is he just with it? Is his son there, or what's going on? Or I show clips with my baby mom and things like that. People put their own spin on things. You know what I'm saying? But my life is just been me and my kids. So I, when I say I haven't dealt heavily with family like that, not that I have any problems with all of them. You know what I'm saying? But I really I keep my distance when it comes down to my life. And my life of taking care of my kid has been me and my kid. It really has. So that's why I appreciate. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I wouldn't even call myself an introvert. I was a people person and I changed. That changed for me with a lot of things that I dealt with, in my life. So that's probably something that I've always been a people person. You know what I'm saying? You can put me in a room full of people and we gonna laugh and have a good time and things like that. But after a lot of the stuff that I've dealt with, when it comes to dealing with people, sometimes it'll really change you. Not necessarily that it should always change you, the type of if you're a good person and things like that, but it'll change the way that you deal with people. And that's what happened for me. You know what I'm saying? That changed the way that you deal with people. So that's a big one for me. But I am we've been on here for a minute, y'all. I'm gonna finish up this content, make this boy his soup and cracker before it's time for him to go to bed. Appreciate y'all tuning in with me and staying on here with me for tonight. Y'all look out. I'm getting ready to put some content out that I finished up for the night, and I have another video I'm gonna finish up. Do my best to finish up for YouTube, and then I got some content I need to put out tonight because I haven't been putting out too much today, just because I've been trying to rip and run. So y'all stay tuned in. Yeah, he gonna have to feel better because he going to school in the morning. He is going to school. So uh yeah, he'll be all right. He came and he seemed like he was all right. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a virus or anything like that. He just said his stomach was upset. So
I ain't want him to. He asked me, he was like, "Dad, did your mom used to come and pick you up from school when you were sick?" And I was like, "No, she did not." I had to stick it out and come home, and I get better when I got home. But I was like, I came, got he looking at me like, seriously, but that's another story for another time, y'all. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna put this content out. Y'all have a good night. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed to the channel, and we will talk later.